Hey guys, how to be still when doing God's work. This is something I've been thinking about for a while and ended up quite a few notes on it. So this is part one. So Psalm 46:10 says, he says, that's God, this is God talking to the Israelites, I think. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. So I find that really interesting, right? It's saying, be still and know that I am God, and I will be exalted. That seems cool, right? Be still, was that? Because you could take it literally to mean, spend some time sitting down, meditating, thinking about God. And you could, take it spiritually to take it to mean, have an inner stillness, to not be looking and seeking all over for different things, but to rest in God's grace. And that seems okay, that seems doable. What's interesting is other pieces of scripture that tell us to go and do stuff, right? For example, Mark 16:15 says, go into the world and preach the gospel to all creation. Okay, so go into the world, preach the gospel. That seems pretty good. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm trying to do now. But how do I be still and go into the world? I asked my dad about this, and he said that he thinks that be still means sometimes be still, sometimes sit there and think about God. And I thought, but this is a deep spiritual book, and it's not saying be still sometimes, it's saying be still. So I take these to mean that I should always be still, and I should always go into the world and preach the gospel to all creation. There's also, another piece of scripture that says, his praise will always be on my lips. Something like that. I'll always sing and say God's praises. Which means you have to move, right, to do that. Right, physically you have to move your body, and spiritually you have to move to find the right way to talk to people that you want to spread the gospel with. So that's what I'm trying to understand, how to be still and how to move at the same time. How to move within God's stillness. So the next piece of scripture I found related to this is Psalm 5:2 and 3, which is about seeking God first and wholeheartedly. Hear my cry for help, my King and my Lord, for to you I pray. In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning, I lay my request before you and wait expectantly. Okay, so we're being still, we're going out and spreading the gospel, and we're crying out to the Lord. Seemingly to me, all at the same time. And if you guys think differently, please, let's talk about this, send me messages, videos, whatever, because I'm interested to hear what you guys think. I don't really have any finished answers about this yet. I don't know if I ever will. I like how it says in the morning, so straight away, right? Straight away we're doing that, wholeheartedly, and first and foremost putting God first. 1 Timothy 4:16 says, watch your life and doctrine closely. Persevere in them, because if you do, you will save both yourself and your hearers. Right, so we've got be still. We've got go out and preach the gospel. We've got cry to God first thing in the morning. And we've got watch our life and doctrine closely. So is being still our life or our doctrine? Or maybe it's both. how do we watch that? How do we watch being still to make sure we're doing it properly? Does it mean always trying to listen for God? Be still and know that I am God. Does that mean being still will mean that we'll know that He's God? Or those two things, like go over there and wash your hands? It's confusing, if you ask me. It's a nice feeling, nice sense of confusion, peaceful, but still confusing. When it comes to watching our life and doctrine, that brings us to the next scripture I've been thinking about, and I've got probably more here than is good. Maybe next time I'll try to just focus on two or three. We have Acts 17:11, which is about the Berean challenge, which is about the 3 E's. Eagerly examining scripture every day. Now the Berean Jews were of more noble character than those in Thessalonica, for they received the message with great eagerness and examined the scripture every day to see if what Paul said was true. And as a result, many of them believed. So they examined it, they thought about it. So does that mean being still means thinking about God to come to the conclusion and to know that He is God? I think so. I think these scriptures are saying that, we have to be still in our purpose, right? To stay focused on what's important to us, right? This relationship with God, so that our body and our life can reflect that doctrine of centering on God. There's a nice quote I like by this spiritual teacher called Muji. He says that when someone first starts seeking, he says truth, because he's not quite Christian, but he was raised Christian, I think. He says when someone first starts seeking truth, or in this case God, I think they're the same thing, that person's like a bottle that you put into a river, right? And as it starts getting filled up with the word, it makes a lot of noise, going glug 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 glug, with all the truth, the water bubbling in. But eventually, once it gets completely filled up, it sinks to the bottom and stops making noise and is still and is filled with the word, the water of life. And I like that. I like that metaphor. And I think maybe that has a lot of truth here, because I'm very new in my journey with Christ, and I have a lot of questions. And I imagine if I keep doing this Berean challenge of eagerly examining scripture every day and doing it first and wholeheartedly, like Psalm 5, 2 and 3 says, I imagine eventually those questions will start to kind of slip away and things will become a bit simpler for me. I'll find it easier to be still instead of getting distracted and going, oh, what's this, so worried about this, worried about that. And hopefully the more that we do that, the more that we focus on that stillness and focus on God, the more we manage to do all these things, to spread the gospel, to examine, to put God first in a way that's still and effortless. Like a leaf floating on a stream, right? Going with the flow, but the flow is just like full of Bible study. That's the dream anyway, that's what I'm aiming for. That was part 1, and part 2 is going to be about enslavement, or the things that stop us from being able to be still. Bye guys. God bless. Love you.